Page 48, the Woodchopper song. It's the last song in the book. You made it this far, congratulations. If you don't have a teacher and you made it this far, I would encourage you to go back through the whole book again and review everything again. Go through all the lessons, review everything. You may have missed stuff. You may have forgotten stuff. It doesn't matter. Don't be in a hurry to go on because things are just going to keep getting harder and harder. Now on pages 50 and 51, they give you the final little checkup for you. You need to know all that stuff because in the next book, we're just going to add more stuff. So you got to have the stuff down to get more stuff. I'm not going to go over it. You go, if you have questions, you let me know. I'm going to talk about this Woodchopper thing. Let's look it over. Page and a half long, treble and bass clef, no sharps or flats in the key signature, wherein the key is C major. That is, we're using white keys. I don't see any accidentals anywhere, so we're just using the white keys. 4/4 time signature. We got quarter notes, eighth notes, half notes, dotted half notes, whole notes. The gang's all here. Okay. We'll take it one hand at a time, make sure we understand what each hand is doing. The right hand, you're starting third finger here. That puts the hand here. And it's just 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Okay? Second line similar to that. In the third line, they want 1 and 3. At the end of the second line, you have a rest. During the rest, you're going to come down one key here. So it's 1 and 3, and then 2 and 4, and then that's all you're doing. Okay? And then in the fourth line, for the last two measures, well, in the next to the last measure, you get a rest. During the rest, you come back up where you were. That's about it for the right hand. Left hand, we're starting here, C and a G together. And a C and an E, C and an F. Top notes moving around, the bottom notes staying the same. At the end of the second line, during the rest, you need to come down to this position here for the G's. Now you can, if you'd like to feel that, because your top note's on a G, you can just reach down to that G, because you need to know what this feels like from letter to letter. So during the rest, you could do this, and then claps here, or you can just move down. It's your choice, whichever. If you move down this way, you probably have to look. If you can learn to do this, reach down and then come, you won't have to look eventually. You'll be able to feel that. And at the bottom of the page, you're coming back up. Last two measures. During the rest, you're coming back up here. So put the hands together and we're here. Rest. Okay. The third line, we're here. Okay. And then at the bottom of the page, you're coming back up here. It's kind of repetitious, so as long as it may be, really it's almost like you only need to learn 2 lines, and the rest are very similar to those 2 lines. The first line and the third line. Learn those 2 lines, and the others are very close to them already. You'll learn to notice these things in music because it makes learning the music a lot quicker. You think, oh, I got to learn all this. But when you realize that, no, really, you only have to learn 2 lines because the others are very similar to it, then okay, piece of cake. Anyway, once you got the hands together, you get rid of the hesitations. Then we go back and we have the articulation. We have accents and staccatos. Accents, you just play it a little louder. At the end of the first line, accent, and these are accented and staccato. So put a little louder and short. Flex at the wrist here. So, and the right hand is held down into beat 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't lift them at the same time. No, that's not what's written. Please don't do that. Leave the right hand until beat 4. You get to the third line, you're down here, accents in the right hand, and accents and staccatos in the left. You can do that. So you do the articulation, and then we think about the dynamics. It applies mostly to the right hand here, because that's the melody. Moderately loud, that's a forte. whatever you think moderately loud is. Keep these half notes soft. Accent, play a little louder. And the left hand, because you've been soft, you come up to about a moderately soft to moderately loud in there. As you're doing this, I'm going to hear that. Don't drown it out. And it has a forte there. I don't know if you need a forte because you got accents. That means the notes are going to be very loud. To my mind, I'd leave it mezzo forte. And with the accents, it makes it a forte. And that, to me, seems close enough. It's a personal thing. You decide. Or your teacher will decide for you, and that's fine too. Now, in the third line, FF is fortissimo. Plus accents makes it 3 Fs, or very, very loud. Just play it really loud. But don't get tense and tighten up. Keep the wrists loose here. Just loud. Really loud. Drive everybody up a wall with that one. You may want to save that really loud bit for when you actually perform it. When you're practicing it, tone it down a bit. I don't know. There are differences of opinions on that. Some people say, no, you practice it like you're going to perform it. But when we get to extremes like this, I tend to want to hold off just a little bit until I get to the performance, and then I'll let them have it. And now be careful here, but at the end of the piece, on page 49, the last measure, that's not accented. Because you have accents the measure before, no accent. It's just a regular bump. So careful. Now at the top of page 49 in the third measure, you have this accented. There's no staccatos in the left hand. I don't know about that. If there's not there, you just separate them. And here, then you'd bring both hands up at the same time. It may be an error. They may have meant staccatos there. I don't know. But I'm going to play it the way it's written. But if I were interpreting it and really getting into it, I'd probably play staccatos there. That's what I've done all the. However, keep in mind it's quite normal when a person is composing music where they have something going on multiple times. This is repetitious. Toward the last end, usually at the last time they do it, they'll change it some way. It'll be different. Now, at the top of page 49, this is not the last time. Because you got it again in the next line. So it would be the next line they would have changed it. But it's something to keep in mind if you're into writing music or arranging music and you have something that's over and over and over. Well, the last time it appears, change it some way. Yeah. And once we get all that in, we can think about interpreting it. The natural accents, 1, 2, 3, 4. Left hand's playing on them. Then the phrasing, to me, it's like a statement and reply. Statement, reply. A statement, reply. Or I could just take all 4 measures as one sentence. Just make it one long sentence. That's one thought. I think I like that better. And then I'm lifting up. Well, you have to lift up anyway. It's a rest. So put in the phrasing there. Now when you get to the third line here, and all the notes are accented, well, there's a way of interpreting that. When note after note is accented, a way to do that, and not just piano, it's ensembles, bands and whatever, is they will slightly separate the notes because it helps to bring out the accent. So you would not connect these notes in the third line in either hand. Here, lift up. Just lift up just a little bit. In the left hand, there's staccatos. It's a nice contrast between the connected part of the first part and this. And it was choppy. It's supposed to be choppy. It's got the word chopping thing going on. You just feel this interpretation. Get into it and feel this piece. And how do you want to interpret it? Notice at the end, the last two measures, the right hand is not staccato. I hold those down. 1, 2, 4, all full beat, while the left hand is. Okay. Now on the third and fourth lines there on page 48 in the left hand, you don't want to use little finger. You don't have to. Use some other finger because it's very, very loud with an accent. It doesn't matter which finger you use, just use a finger. I'd like to play this with you very slowly, and let's double check all the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do any of the dynamics, so I'm going to play it all about the same. I'll try and play the accented notes a little louder. I don't know about those, but I'll do the staccatos. So I'll give us 4 counts, so let's just check it. Make sure you have all the right notes and all the right rhythms. That's all this is for. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest. 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 2, 3, 4, off.